Hi, let me welcome you again to this interesting episode of the Web Analytics series. And so far, we have been able to create our silver table. We've done our gold previously. And today we are completing the Medallion Architecture stage 3, which is the gold stage. And today we are creating a business-ready table that will go into Looker for our visualization. And we are creating two gold tables. The first one is for the gold performance, product performance, and the second one is just for the gold event table. Why some people might even neglect the gold metrics, event metrics, just to focus on the gold product performance thing. But we are going to create the two, and you will see how they really look like. So to create this, we are only going to start from the scratch, which is the event date. Then, as I will always love it, I will try to name it as much as I can. So the event name, date, then for this I will name it the gold performance, product performance, that is at the item level. So what do we need at this point? We need our item ID, which is very critical. Then let's first name, let's give this a comma. Then we need our brand. Sorry, we need our item name. Item name. Then item brand. Then the item category, and also the quantity. So this ends the first part of it. Then the second one that I'll be interested in is the transaction summary. So the transaction summary, what are we doing? We are doing a count. The first thing is to count the total transaction that we have. Sorry, this place we need our transaction ID as well. That's the unique identifier. So we are doing the distinct count of the transaction ID. The transaction ID. Then we can call this as total transaction. Then a comma. Then the next one, we are doing the sum of the quantity first. That is the total quantity. It is this quantity. Then we can call this total quantity. Then a comma. Sorry, quantity. Then also the item revenue. The item revenue as total revenue. Then the next one is that we are trying to do our self-defined. That is, we are looking at the average revenue per transaction. So what are we doing? We are summing the total revenue divided by the transaction ID, which is the total transaction. So how we're going to do it? We do a save divide. Then the first aspect is we are doing a sum. We are doing a sum of item revenue. We are doing a sum of item revenue. Then we are doing a count distinct. We're doing the count distinct for transaction ID. For transaction ID. Then let's put this as a comma. Then we are now grouping this by everything that we are seeing here. In as much as we are doing aggregation, it will expect us to group it by what we have actually selected here. So group by this. So remove this. So we have our details intact. Then let us create or replace table. But the question is, we need to create our good here first. So let's try and create the good table. That's the good. Which location it is in the US. Then click OK. So just for doing sake, I will need to copy this, then copy it here, because we now have the good table. Then the good, my characteristics will be good performance, good product performance, then as. So we can. Okay, what's the problem? So what could be this error that this thing is actually, what could be this error that, okay, I think this does not have a name. So as average revenue, let's give it a name, average revenue per transaction. So with this, we've been able to, so let's run this successfully. Let's run this. So this will be created in our good table here. So since that is done now, the next thing is just, let's firstly save this particular query, as I will always say, just for the sake of automation. So that's the good ecommerce. So then we can save this. Then let us now do our the second table, which is the event. So as I always say, select event dates. That's event dates. That's our event dates. Sorry. Event dates. And that is from, we can just quickly copy the from here. From this. And then we will change this, because this is actually coming from silver events, from silver events here. So that's silver events. So what are we bringing in place is just the case of summarizing. That's event summary. So the first thing that we are bringing here is to do our total user, which is the distinct, total user in terms of the distinct pseudo user. So we can call this as the total users. Then the second one is, again, our count distinct, because we don't want to be doing a double counting. That is the main reason for this count distinct of our GA4 session. Then we can call this total session. Then the next thing, total session, put this a comma, keep this also a comma, put this also a comma. Then we can do a sum of the engagement time. Then we can call that as total engagement time. So the next thing is to bring in our engage session. So how are we going to do this? We are going to use the count if our engage session is equals to 1, then we'll call this as total engage session. So, and as engage session, I've told that the engage session means that is a session that you scroll more on the website and you spend more than 30 minutes on that particular website. So we can then group this. Group by the event date. So we can group by event dates. So by this we are done with this. So let us just try and do the create session. We can just copy this, since they are using the same parameter. Can copy this, then paste it here. Then, but this will now be gold event metrics. So we can then run this. So after this is run, we are going to see this here. So our two table is available here. So let's save this particular query for we can call this gold events. So the main reason why I say we should try and save all of this query is that, so our gold is actually done. We are done with the gold. Do we have any other thing here? Okay, so we are done with the gold. The main reason why I say we should save this query is because each of this now, take for example, we can automate each of this by just scheduling that query in BigQuery. But the way I schedule query in BigQuery is just, at least the gold will be the first one, followed by the second one, then followed by the third one. So I give it an interval. The first one by maybe 5 minutes interval, maybe 12 o'clock, 12:05, 12:10, so that when one finishes, it depends on the other one to run and we will not have any error in it. So that one can be done also in BigQuery, but you need to set up the billing query in BigQuery. But one thing I always do with the billing is that I always set my budget to £0 so that I will not be charged for running any BigQuery. So use it also, you can try it, you can see what you can get there. Maybe I will also do a short video for that so that you can be able to see how to automate the process. So with that, we have been able to finish the Medallion architecture, and I'm very, very happy for this. So I will see you in the next class for connecting it to the local studio. Then we can see how the process runs from end to end. I will see you in the next episode. Stay well and stay cool. Bye for now.